There's still so much CC going down. Shark Guy is nearly dead. Lopachinski putting in work, but that's a huge volley bear ultimate there. And Wesley and Shield, they clean up the fight. He's trying to make the solo. And so that will be the Condors.
Angle going, working up the flash. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, all down at once right at the start of the round.
That was
Condors.
probably the quickest round.
The exciting part about Waterloo Region is that there's a variety of venue types. So whether it's the Odd or Bingham's or one of the hotel properties or outdoor spaces, there's so many excellent places where people can actually participate in esports activities.
We have so many amazing stakeholders and businesses that are involved and interested in esports to really do something amazing in the region. I think it has so much potential.
Gaming and esports has a good fit in our community. We're an educational community with universities, a college. We're a big tech sector.
We brought on a number of competitive teams that go and compete all across North America, virtually so far. We've got a stream team with our Twitch channel. It's led to a lot of student opportunities for jobs, both in our media sector and then for coaching, affecting thousands of students within this new programming over the last couple of years.
We've got lots of indoor and outdoor space, which I think would serve extremely well to host and facilitate a great esports tournament or blending it with a festival. I think it would be a great event.
We have the urban-rural mix that everyone from larger cities are always looking for.
We have the concessions and the food and beverage and the hotels and all the things that go into hosting an event. There are so many places to choose from in the region where people can not only engage and produce a show, but where the audience and the participants can receive the information and participate in. And I think that is what makes Waterloo Region so special. You're gonna find that there's a genuine excitement for hosting esports here in the Waterloo region.
Hello again, friends. It's been quite a while, but we're back here at the Conestoga Condors Esports Hub in Waterloo, and today we're doing something a little bit different. It's time for the, let me get the letters right here, WCDSB RL Championship. I'm Leaf, and alongside me we have a lovely little herd of turtles. What's going on, herd?
Not too much. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. We got a nice high school tournament today, like you said, for the Catholic School Board here. We've got St. Benedict's, we've got St. Mary's, and we've got St. David's here today.
Yeah, it's this is an interesting. This is something I haven't seen personally for the school. We do have, our Rocket League squad around here as well, wandering around. I think it's a really cool chance for the teams you see on screen right now to have a chance to feel what it's like in front of an audience. There's some people wandering around the hub right now to feel that pressure of esports competition and show them what esports really can be. Before we get into like format and all that, let's talk about that, because esports obviously means a lot to you and me.
Absolutely.
Right? We're very passionate about this, and everyone putting the production on is very passionate about it. For these kids, there's a lot of cool skills they can pull out of this. I mean, as a coach yourself, there's the teamwork, communication, there's so much. What do you think is the best thing they're pulling out of this by being in this environment?
Well, not only, like you said, the opportunity to see what competitive esports can be at a different level other than just going home and playing with your friends, and potentially what it can offer in a post-secondary environment, but also, that teamwork, that communication is something that's transferable to life, right? You have to get your point across. You have to be able to work hard and show your own skills, as well as be able to pull the skills out of your teammates and work harmoniously with that. So that's something that's transferable in all areas of life, and I think that's really important.
I think that's a cool thing, too, is like you see so many parents that are kind of – there's a lot more support nowadays for stuff like this, esports, just gaming in general.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be that little bit of hesitation. They don't know, what is my kid trying to get into? And I think this is an opportunity for them to see it firsthand, right? To see like what they're actually getting into, instead of just, when they're at home on their console, what are they doing? What actual skills are they developing?
Right, instead of spending those hours just in front of a screen, what is my kid up to? And here's a whole center dedicated to it at a college, right? Yeah, and
again, shout out to Conestoga for being able to partner up on this, and a couple other shout outs as well. Civilian Screen Printing for helping make sure this can happen too. The Waterloo Region Esports Commission, and of course to there's so many letters, WCDSB for this, and everyone coming together to create something for these kids to have this. I wish I had this as a kid.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, video games as a whole was such a, not necessarily a faux pas, but a thing that was not necessarily in the mainstream like we have it here today. So this is an amazing opportunity. I can't wait to see what comes out of it.
Right. Hey, do you want to talk about the format and stuff a bit here as you see people wandering around getting ready for these matches? We may as well talk about what we're getting into, right?
Absolutely. Okay. We have a group stage coming up. There is 5 one team gets a bye. I do know that. But we have a group stage for seeding, and then we'll be going into a playoff as well.
Yeah, there's your group stage points.
Absolutely.
It's all zeros right now.
Yeah, we haven't started yet. Nobody gets anything ahead of time. Yeah.
And then, as you said, after that, we go into playoffs. Whoever places best there, you want to get that number 1 seed.
Of course.
I mean, 1, 2, and 3 end up getting a bit of a bye there. It's if you get the 4th and 5th seed out of the groups, you're going to have to play a couple extra matches.
A little bit of extra work there for sure, but everyone's going to have a chance to make their ends and get to the finals there.
Right, and just looking forward, I think we have the schedule as well. What order these matches are going to be played in 4 groups. We will be starting off with St. Benny's Alpha Squad facing off against St. Benny's Omega Squad. A couple of these teams. Who was it that didn't bring an extra team?
It was St. David's.
St. David's.
Yeah, they only had enough players for 1 team, from my understanding. So there are 2 teams from St. Mary's and St. Benedict. So there's going to be a little in-house scrimmaging here, a little bit of in-house competition, which we love to see.
Right.
And something they can take back to school with them when they're done
here. It's St. David's, you said again? Just
yes.
Okay. They're confident. They're like, we just need 1 squad.
Just 1. Yeah, that'll be enough.
We'll wipe everybody. But yeah, no, it will be fun, and especially because there's so many chances going through those groups. You can see the schedule for those groups here. This is the order they'll be playing in. So if you're watching from home and you want to support, and maybe you got a family member playing here today, this is the order they'll be playing in. Hopefully you know what roster they're on, because I can't tell you that.
No, we don't have a clue, unfortunately. All these players are new to us, so hopefully you have a team specifically you can root for, and if not, just be happy to watch the competition here today.
Yeah, to me, one of the biggest skills, I want to get back to why this is important, because, again, there's a good chance the parents are saying, well, why is this good for my kids? One of the things, I grew up as a very introverted nerd, just playing my games. I had my friends at school, right? I had ADHD. I talk a lot, but I still was very not as versed with social environments, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
But working in the hospitality industry broke me out of it. It forced me into that because I was in social environments a lot.
Yeah.
So having stuff like this, in my opinion, is huge at this developmental stage, to be able to develop those social skills, to be able to break yourself out of that shell, feel the pressure of what it's like to play in front of people.
Absolutely. No, I would agree. And it's something that we find in traditional sports, of course, but there's plenty of people who aren't interested in participating in traditional sports.
Right.
So this is another outlet to explore exactly that and take those skills and develop them throughout life.
I don't want to kick a ball. I want to hit it. I want to hit it with a car.
Hit it with a car, absolutely, and fly towards it, right? Like, that's so much more exciting and so much more high-paced.
Exactly.
And that's a great point that you make, too, that, like, for those who may not be blessed with athletic ability or athletic opportunity, this is something that's accessible to everybody and has an avenue into post-secondary, past high school, not just, like we said, playing at home for fun.
Right. Well, this is the big thing. I mean, you look at even Conestoga itself, the esports programs that these schools are implementing, and largely, I mean, look at us. We're in a full built-out hub. This isn't just a closet that we found and we put a couple PCs in, right?
No.
This is a full commitment from these colleges, these post-secondary schools, that you have these avenues to go to now. Like, if you're growing up playing esports in high school and you're like, what school am I going to next? There's a good chance you're going to want to pick a school that lets you do this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's scholarship opportunities to help pay for education. Right. There's schools in the States and in Canada that are offering partial ride, full ride scholarships to be able to get you to post-secondary school, which even then, that provides an opportunity for some people that might not have it originally.
Yep. And there's always the question of why. Why is this going on? I mean, this is the same as traditional sports too. Yeah. Why? It's entertainment. It's fun. It's something people are passionate about. And as long as there's passion, an avenue for letting that passion out will exist.
Absolutely.
So seeing it supported in such a large capacity is such a phenomenal thing. And again, I cannot understate how jealous I am of these kids.
I know, right? If we were only born a generation later, we would have this too. But I mean, I'm just so happy that it's here for anybody to enjoy, and that it's only growing, right? We have an esports arena at Conestoga on the way within the next year or two. So it just goes to show, like you said, how much these institutions are investing in something that's so awesome for these kids.
Right. And now I guess we should talk about what's going on, because there might be some viewers that are tuning in, some family and friends that are tuning in and saying, what's going on today? What are we actually going to be watching? We're watching Rocket League today. Yeah. Probably the greatest esport of all time. Totally no bias.
Yeah, no bias.
Between you and I here.
Not at all, yeah.
It's very simple. I love it. Hit the ball into your opponent's net with your car.
Yep, that's the way to boil it down the most simply, but of course we know it to be a very intricate and
high skill ceiling.
Very much so, very much so. I mean, when you look at just the fact that players like you and I, who put some hours in, technically speaking, we are within the top 1% of players in the world.
Somehow.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's embarrassing for everyone below us.
It really is.
But yeah, no, it is very insane. I mean, I'm at over 6,500 hours now.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm still this bad.
You know what? I'm at, I think, 3,500 hours, and I'm equally just as bad. So it really sometimes it doesn't matter how many hours you put in.
When did you start playing?
2020.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, my generation laid the groundwork for you.
Is that how it is?
We made the tutorials
Yep, fair
to
enough.
let you be as good as you
Fair
are
enough.
now.
I wasn't playing in alpha. I wasn't playing on console. I did get into it on PC. So yeah, only a couple years ago now.
Right. No, that's cool, and especially with the free-to-play opening, that's when a lot of people.
I do consider myself an OG. I was before free-to-play. I did pay for the game originally.
All right, we'll give you that one. All right, we'll give you that. And on Steam?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
all right, cool. All right, we got a real one here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Rocket League is really interesting because it's physics-based, and to pass the ball, you'll see it in like NHL games or FIFA games.
Mm-hmm.
You press a button to pass the ball.
You do.
Not in this. In this, you got to get on the other side of the ball and pass it. You're on the wrong side of the ball, it's going the other way.
Yep.
So it's very physics-based, much like it would be in real life. You want to try to keep the ball up. If you're playing soccer, well, if you kick it the wrong way, it's going the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Same principle.
Still got to chase it down. Still got to correct for your mistakes. Everything happens in the blink of an eye. It's a very quick-paced game. Something that not a lot of other esports, actually any esports, really have as an opportunity, as a difficulty meter in their sport. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's. I think it's such a unique thing that will last forever, and I'm glad to see these kids deciding that that's the game that they wanted to play, and that's the game that we're showcasing here today. So hopefully get some good games. We don't know the skill level. It could be just one-sided when we get to some of these matches, but that's the point of groups, right?
Absolutely.
Groups is a good chance for you to play every single team, find out where everyone lays, and then when you get to the bracket, now you know how the rest of that trajectory is going to go forward.
Yeah, get an idea of what you're up against and how you stack up and what sort of corrections you might need to make in order to get to that final bracket.
How many flip resets we seen today? I don't know if these guys
getting a little technical here on them, maybe for the viewers at home, but it is a mechanic within the game. For those of you who don't know, if we see one, we will point it out for you. Don't worry. I'm going to put my money on maybe 2.
You think 2?
I think 2, and by 2 I mean 2 players attempting.
Kids are getting good nowadays.
I know it makes me feel bad. Like I said, we have a lot of hours in this game, and I can still barely do it for the preset. So
yeah,
same. So if anybody busts it out here, I'm going to be seeing if they have time to coach me, the Rocket League coach, and give me some pointers as well.
As you said, we'll explain that if that time comes around.
Yes,
here.
absolutely.
But, for now, it's just going to be. I mean, I don't think we'll see a lot of that off the beginning, especially for some of these. Maybe I was going to say maybe there'll be nerves for these players, but the thing is, I've noticed with younger players is there's just no like inhibitions, right? Like nothing holds them back.
No.
Because you're just not thinking about that at that age.
No.
I find.
And I think you're right that like maybe being on this stage will be a little bit new for them and perhaps present some nerves, like you said. But overall, the level of competition I'm sure these kids are used to, even just playing from at home, it's not going to hold them back whatsoever.
Oh yeah. But it is still good again to have those distractions. I mean, when you're playing and then someone walks by a computer or yells from the other side, you hear your opponents cheer when they score. That changes everything.
It really does.
That really does change a lot.
You make a very good point in that most of these people will not be used to having their teammates in the same room with them.
Right.
So being able to look them in the eye, after scoring a good goal or having a tough game against them, it's going to be a different environment for them and a different aspect to take in. But I'm sure they'll adjust well and put their best on today.
Oh, that face-to-face changes everything. This is why you see professional teams at the top level boot camp all the time. They bring all their players into the same facility because being able to see your teammates, if something goes wrong, it's easier to let animosity start to creep in when you're just online. You can mute your mic, and then that silence speaks 1,000 words.
Yes, it does.
But when you're in person, you're forced to deal with that conflict immediately. And this is why I talked about esports and doing it in an environment like this is so good for those social skill building because it forces you into the situation where you have to deal with those emotions. You have to deal with conflict. You have to deal with the good ones as well, like celebration.
Absolutely.
How do you handle that in an environment where the people are around you?
You make a very good point, like celebrating it in a professional way that's not going to be, putting your opponents down and still showing some respect and professionalism towards them. Absolutely. We want to make sure that, both in winning and losing, that we're doing it as professionals and athletes and competitors in the best way we can.
Well, that's the thing. Is Rocket League is rated E for everyone. So we keep it toned down as much as possible.
As best we can.
You go to Call of Duty or, as I said, Gears of War.
Yeah.
You'll see a little more rowdiness.
Different kind of intensity there. Yeah, absolutely.
That is for sure. But that doesn't mean that when you score in Rocket League in person with your teammates around that you don't get loud.
Oh, of course. You absolutely should be celebrating the same way you would in any traditional sport, right? We see it in hockey, football, football, soccer, when you score, when you put it in the net, you absolutely are getting hype for yourself and for your teammates, and that's something that should always be happening on the field. Get that energy up and bring that to the play in the continuing minutes of the game.
Now, one thing I am questioning is, do these squads? I'm assuming they don't have the support of like coaches in that.
I would think not the level that like myself in
Right.
collegiate, but there is private coaching out there. There are people who do volunteer and do it on their own time, so perhaps some of these kids have access to it. I'm not entirely sure. Like we said, we don't know the skill level and their access at this point.
Yeah.
But it's becoming bigger and bigger, so it wouldn't surprise me if there were a few kids who have experienced that.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I'm curious to see, because as someone that's generally, even as to see what kind of level of support we'll see in this, given that this is newer for these players. If there's going to be some things maybe afterwards we can go and say, hey, pump each other up a little more. And another reason why this is a good environment to be in.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some awkward high fives because they don't know what to do in that celebration moment. Right, that awkward thing. That's exactly what I'm expecting. We'll have cameras on all these players as they're playing. You'll be seeing them at the varsity desk showcasing their matches. So if there are any awkward handshakes, there they are there on the varsity desk getting ready to play their first match. So if we do see any of those awkward high five moments, we'll be sure to point it out and laugh along with you for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can see our varsity squad as well walking around.
There's Rachel with the staff shirt there. He's making sure he can be as helpful as He'll have his jersey on at some point. I might get him to put it on just so when he's walking around.
Right.
It's
kind of similar colors to the Condors.
A little bit.
Logo,
he blends in, and he's so pale from playing so much at late night that he just blends into that white wall perfectly.
That's great. Well, is he actually there? I can't see it.
I know, right? If it wasn't for the glasses and hair, I'm sure he would just be completely invisible to us at this point.
Just gamer things, I guess.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, I am his coach. I'm allowed to roast him. He does it to me all the time. It's only fair, especially when he can't hear me and shoot back. So
that's great. Yeah, no, that's the best time to chirp. That's for sure. Yeah, this is great. And just if you're looking at the bottom of the screen there and you see the two similar logos, it's not a mistake. This squad, their Omega and their Alpha, playing against each other today. That sounds like biblical, like that. This is the Alpha.
It is big because like. Necessarily biblical, but it's epic in
They're trying to get these matchups ready. You can see the players set up.
In 20
in the center of the action. The facility will have 50 top-tier room, a full production suite, and a premier competition stage.
Of $532 million in 2022. This initiative goes beyond esports. It's also a platform for forging bonds, making memories, and creating connections.
Since 2020, Condors Esports continues to evolve, providing industry-leading facilities and experiences to the esports community.
Conestoga's esports venue expresses a sustainable and intentional future to compete, play, and work, all powered by gaming.
Welcome back. We're about ready to get the matches going. If you didn't catch any of what went on before, you're going to be very confused. We're not going to reiterate most of it. All you need to know is we have a Rocket League tournament going on today, thanks to, I'm going to get the letters one day memorized, WCDSB. This is the RL tournament, and I'm Leaf, and Hurt is with me.
That's me.
Coach of the Condors.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to be watching some high school play today.
Yes, we are. Should be some good competition out there today. A wide range of skill on the fields today, but still going to be as exciting nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did get word in that there are 2 champs out there roaming around.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So hopefully they're not on the same team, because that might be the team that wins this whole thing. If that's the case.
Hopefully it's not too tilted in their favor. We'd love to see some even competition out there.
Right.
But, I mean, champs do mean that's potentially like top 1.5% of players skill-wise in the world.
Yeah, if they well, here's the thing. Even if there's 2 on it, but they're champ 1, you got a couple diamond 3s that are close to 4s.
Yep.
It could still be. We don't know. The only
No.
word that we do have is that there's 2 champs, which is a decent skill level to be at. I mean, it's really not bad. It means you put the work in.
Absolutely. And we'll be figuring out who those players are just as well as you will at home, so we'll be along for the ride together.
We'll be guessing.
Yes, we will. We'll be sure to keep you clued in when we do figure it out, absolutely. And I know we do have the 2 St. Benedict's teams set to go, hopefully soon, on the varsity desk here for our first streamed match.
Right.
A little bit of in-house competition here.
Reminder that it's groups right now, so no one's getting eliminated.
No.
Everyone's just going to play everyone. We find out how good everyone is, depending on your record, your points by the end of this. You'll be placed into our playoff bracket afterwards. So it's just all groups, no eliminations.
Nope.
Just having fun right now and trying to feel out the competition.
Yeah, like you said, feeling out the competition, getting ready to make some adjustments potentially for what's ahead of them when things get a little more serious for those elimination rounds. Everybody has a chance to make it to the finals, but it's going to take some work here to figure out who's going to be the top dogs.
That is very true. And I also just want to shout out to everyone that's made this possible. Not only is it the WCDSB, but it's also Civilian Screen Printing and, of course, the Waterloo Region Esports Commission and Condors here for hosting this.
Yes.
And allowing us to have this space. So Conestoga College out here in Waterloo.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. We've said it so many times, we're going to be broken records, but it's phenomenal to have a space like this.
It really is. And it's something that's growing every year. We look forward to seeing what sort of opportunities can be brought, not only for the college kids here, but for the high school kids that are showing up today that could potentially come and enjoy this space later on.
I mean, the Condors, they could be greedy and hog this to themselves.
They really could.
They're not. They're sharing it with everybody.
With the whole region. Yeah.
But if you're outside the region, get lost.
Yeah, you don't belong. No.
This is KW only territory. Yeah, no, this is great. Having the 3 schools show up here today. A couple of the schools did bring 2 teams, as you see. That's why there's a B and a B at the bottom there. St. Benedict's got their Omega and their Alpha squads. And they'll be playing each other in a few minutes. We did hear lobbies are about ready. I think there's one more tech issue. You can see on the left side of your screen there. They're trying to sort something out. That's the thing with esports in general.
Yes.
Is when you're dealing with so many different computers, you got keyboards, mice, controllers. You got your drivers for all those things, your headsets, the monitors, the games, getting your settings right. A lot of these players will play with very specific camera settings, so the way they're looking at their car, what their inputs are for their controllers, and anything could go wrong in the mix of all of that.
Yeah, and it's Yuri, actually, our showrunner here, one of our showrunners here said it very, very pointedly that things can often be a bit of a struggle to get going, but once they do get going, we're usually smooth as can be.
Yeah. And this is why you have admin teams. I mean, this is why you have the staff helping. They're just off screen now, but this is why they're there, is because when you do this enough, you realize this does happen quite often. As you get more experience as a player using these devices, you'll start to know, okay, this is why this thing's happening. You can generally preemptively fix that ahead of time, but there's still always potentially something that can go wrong. So the admin teams are always there for that.
That's like you said, we have a small army behind this right now, making sure everything's running as smoothly as it can, and we're still having potential issues. So all these staff on hand are doing the best they can to get things going as quickly as possible, and they'll continue to work very hard throughout the day to make sure things are running smoothly and keep things running on time as best they can.
Now, you guys at home will not be able to experience this, but I do have to reiterate, I think it's a mistake that we also have the culinary school here.
I was just going to say that as well.
I just smell fresh baked
There's
bread.
fresh bread going right now. It smells so good. And thankfully, I got a good breakfast in, so my tummy's not rumbling too much.
I did not.
Oh, man.
I am so hungry.
Yeah, there's, that is the most delicious smell to have right now. Not something we often get with an esports venue. But
right.
Yeah, but it's very nice. It smells so good.
Just another reason why the Condors facility is better than every other facility.
Yeah.
Is you can be in here, you got some fresh bread. Sometimes I smell cookies being made. It's all over the place. So yeah, if you ever get the chance and you can swing by the facility, come on by and hope that the culinary school is making some food.
Yeah, and it's not always fresh bread. Sometimes there's other things going on. I have smelt many a good meal, and they also have a restaurant downstairs that you can
Bloom,
actually,
correct.
you can order some food from the culinary students themselves. It's all very delectable, from my understanding.
The problem is that we always do our tournaments after school.
Yeah, we do.
And they're already closed, so I've never gotten to experience it myself yet.
No, I know. It's a very unfortunate, but I'm going to have to make time to come and check it out one of these days for sure.
One of these days. For now, it's all about video games.
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
we're going to be getting to in just a few moments. Some Rocket League is on the way. 3v3 car soccer.
Yes,
or
sir.
Soccer, as they would say. Very simple. Put the ball in your opponent's net. We have our St. Benedict's Alpha and St. Benedict's Omega squads facing off against each other. Don't worry, it's not an oversight. They will play other teams in a little bit, but they all do have to play each other at some point. May as well get them out of the way right away.
Yeah, start them in-house, start friendly first. And if we didn't mention it before, these are going to be best-of-3 matches for the majority of the day.
Right.
If we do make it to the finals and have some extra time, we might run a little longer for that extra bit of competition. But expect best-of-3 matches for most of the day. And we'll be having, like we said, the 5 teams. We have the 2 Benedict's teams, the 2 St. Mary's teams, and we have 1 team from St. David's today. Oh, we got our first match.
I saw everyone's heads turn to the monitors and smiles light up. We got our first game. St. Benedict Alpha in the blue and Omega on the orange half. We got Mercs on the field.
We got a Merc on the field. That's an unusual sight for the most part, but hopefully he's going to put up some good solid blocking and damage here.
Well, this is great. This is where we'll find out where the skill level is. A few things to pay attention to at home is the boost meter. You see for this player here, Naughty Boy, it was empty. Now you can see about 50% here for Sweaty Boy. I like the cohesive team names.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's Do-Gooder. Come on, you did batter with the name. Do-Gooder Boy.
Nothing wrong with a nice, wholesome name, though. We got some good action here. People flying up high in the air. Love to see that. Love some good pacing here. Some good energy out the gate.
Ooh, shot potential. A little wide. They're a little scared to come off the back wall.
A little bit. Naughty Boy making a good attempt out of the corner, though.
Well, I was going to say, is this potentially our champ squad?
It might be looking like it. I don't want to sell anybody short too early, but we do have some good attempts here. Some strong confidence on the ball, which I love to see.
Let's see how this is handled. Yeah, Naughty Boy taking it slow.
Some time, yeah.
And I think that, to me, spells a diamond to champ player, someone that's taking their time with the ball a little bit more.
Absolutely. Not full rushing constantly, trying to make the best touch they can with the opportunity they're given here. Ball falling in some open space. Zeba Blaster, maybe Zeba Blaster. Taking a good opportunity towards net. Hey, we got our first goal on the board here for St. Benedict's Alpha.
And that locked in. The blue squad is on the left of your screen. You can see them popping off already. And that's what it's all about, is being able to pop off with your teammates beside you.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you could hear it at home, but we heard some nice loud cheers from the varsity desk after that goal.
Yep. Hopefully that gets picked up through the mics. We are sitting probably about 5 meters away from them.
Ooh, our first demo of the game as well. Oh, followed by a quick second one. Some destruction raining down on the field. Naughty Boy making an attempt out of the corner.
If you're driving fast enough, you can go straight through your opponents. They'll have to respawn on their half of the field. Now St. Benedict Omega does end up in their half of the field. An air dribble.
A little bit of a carry there. We love to see that. Attempt on the in-air 50. A couple of whiffs near the net. Nothing wrong with that.
Missed there, but there's still a lot of space here for St. Benedict Alpha. But they've lost control, and an air dribble the other way does get lost out, and the shot be a little bit wide, so there won't be an answered goal there. With half of game number 1 gone, we have 2:30 left on the clock, and St. Benedict Alpha are in the lead still.
St. Benedict Omega hanging back in their own end a little bit. They are a goal down. They're going to have to make some opportunities happen here with a shot on net from Sweaty Boy. That big Merc coming in strong.
Okay. All right. Naughty Boy might be our champ.
He might be. He might be. He's taking to the air pretty confidently, making some good attempts. That's our first person peg for the champ rank here amongst all the players so far.
I'd have to put all hedges are bet. All bets are hedged on that player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, that's a shot and in. There it is. St. Benedict Omega coming up with their answer finally just a few minutes later. What a touch.
Yeah. Maybe that's our other champ player. He's been also taken to the air pretty confidently there. CC Shub, I believe that was.
Yeah, I think their in-game names don't quite match.
They don't match. You're absolutely right.
That's all right. We'll get through it. But yeah, either way, that certainly has to be. I think that was do-gooder.
Was it do-gooder?
I do believe so.
Okay.
Because a touch like that to get a pass out center for your teammates, it's just such a heads-up play and a little bit more mechanical than most of newer players would end up seeing.
Absolutely.
I don't think any of these players are new players, though. All of them look like they've been playing for quite some time.
For sure. I'd be very surprised if anybody had under 1,000 hours.
Well, now we come down to the final minute of game playing game number 1. A scramble. Yeah, scramble on Orange's goal line. Omega do manage to walk away without being scored on.
Setup.
But it does miss. All right, a center. Not quite. And look how far back that Merc was, too.
Yeah.
They're a little scared to let it in.
Playing safe thirds is not a bad idea, but you still want to be ready to join the play when you can as quickly as possible.
Well, especially, again, in this rig, anything can happen. I mean, you don't know what that ball is going to do. If 3 players decide, or 4 players decide to dive at that, and it shoots out in some random direction, you want to be safe for that.
Absolutely, and we all know a pinch can go the wrong way in a hurry, and you just can't predict the direction, so always good to play a little safer. Strong clear by the Merc up the wall. Sir Talbot trying to send it back to the middle.
Nice shot. That's
shot
actually
on net.
Just wide off the post.
Oh,
wait.
A little bit of an own goal there.
Look at their faces, too. Oh, no.
They're going to be talking about this one when they get back to school for sure.
Oops.
Yeah, that's going to carry on for the rest of the day.
Wait, did I just do that?
Yeah.
Look on their faces. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You don't want to be putting it in your own net.
No, not in game 1, but at least a good way to get the nerves out. See some good laughter on the varsity desk there as well. The seconds are winding down. Last opportunity to score another goal here. The play does stay alive at 0 seconds until the ball touches the ground there. St. Benedict's Omega taking game 1.
I love it, too. One player from Omega and one player from Alpha actually both put down their controllers and stopped playing at the end there because they're just so dumbfounded by what had happened just before.
Yeah.
But they did it together, and they sat in the goal line together.
That's good. That's good. Some mutual... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Bamboozlement, I guess will do for now, yeah.
Well, this is a unique experience, actually. What we're seeing right now is we're seeing crosstalk between the two teams.
Yes.
Now, in traditional esports, you would not see that.
No, you would not.
They wouldn't even look each other in the eyes unless they're scoring on each other. But here, they're having fun. I mean, these are very evidently without. Well, I guess not evidently. I don't have evidence for it, but I'm assuming they're friends at school as well. So the banter is going to be good, and they'll be having good fun regardless of who wins here.
Well, and I saw some hands on foreheads too after that. After the own goal. So I imagine there's going to be some good-natured ribbing about that for quite some time. Maybe when they get on the bus back home too, they'll be hearing about that. Hopefully, no own goals in the next game, but we did see some good competition out the gate. Can't wait to see what comes next in game 2 here.
Right. Yeah. No. This is a good fun start, and the fact that they're already having fun with each other is a good start. We had a couple delays getting into it, and they didn't let that affect their mood at all.
Yes, absolutely. Excited for the opportunity, and it definitely shows. I mean, what better opportunity than here to showcase your Rocket League skills and take advantage of a cool event like this?
Well, it's a fun day. You said it too when they were walking in.
Yeah.
How much fun.
Absolutely. Just taking in the space and taking some pictures and making sure they have some mementos to take home. And I mean, speaking of mementos to take home, we do have a big trophy here.
Is there?
For the winning team. So there's one particular memento everyone's going to be working towards. And
that'd be nice to take home.
Right? It's quite large, and it's very prominent. Oh, a quick goal here to start it off.
Yeah.
Is that do-gooder I saw again starting it off for us?
I think it might be. Oh, yep, just from the corner. Defense was scrambling.
Yep, a good challenge put towards net. Gets them the first goal here, only 20 seconds in.
I have to memorize their names based off their car designs.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult
Oh,
one.
Bardowski, baby. Bardowski.
Face-off goal. You see some confusion on the desk again really quick.
Did they forget to go for the kickoff?
Somebody did, yeah.
I think they did. Both of the corners. So the way that's set up is both the corners need to go for that, and they both decided not to go for it.
They were a little confused there. It is a bit of an unspoken rule that left side goes.
Yeah,
that's something that we as Rocket League players know pretty tried and true at this point, but you at home might not know, so there was a little bit of confusion. And sometimes it's just a quick glance that you need to make sure you are the one that's supposed to go there.
Right. Hey, the heat of the moment. Competition is fierce. You're
Absolutely.
in front of players in the lights.
Yep, we did mention beforehand that there might be a little bit of nerves. These guys have probably never played on a stage like this before, so we'll get those out early in the group stage here. So hopefully it doesn't happen in the playoff matches.
Well, that's the fun thing is we got to remind people this is just groups. They're all going to play each other. This is the eliminated.
No,
at this point, if St. Benedict Omega does win this one, you can see they already have a little tick beside the BO3 at the top of your screen. One game in the best of 3. So they just need one more to win this round and then move on to the next round of groups.
Oh, a little bit of a team bump on the defense there, giving Omega the chance to send one out front. Is it a goal here again? Still made a post bouncing in.
3 goals at 3:33 on the clock. The goal at the end, at least it still went in. But
absolutely.
I think our hunch might be right about this squad, and St. Benedict Omega.
One of the teams. Like we said, we know that there's 2 champ players lurking amongst the group of players. It's going to be for the day.
Now shout out to the rest of the squad, though. They're not too far off.
No, not at all. No, not at all. It's not too clear. And, I mean, shout out to Alpha as well. They're putting up a good fight. There were some mistakes, obviously, but like we could attribute that to some jitters here, being in this new environment.
Going to be made.
Even there, we're not immune to the misses. Off, making sure they're focused.
I mean, we're
here because the mechanics.
Very difficult.
Saying it might be time. I wouldn't think.
St. Benedict. Oh.
A whole new thing, and with your like that, it's different. So you got to get used to it, and this is the time. And
I think regain.
Yeah.
Then that's all that it needs to be. And
agree more.
but not.
Yep.
That's the boss level week.
Still going on over on the side. Yep, getting ready.
I think the other thing. Training, the overall experience you get from something like this and taking when it comes to your work life.
Yeah. Making sure you see that here. Love to see the energy and the intensity being put in. I love to see the people who are
with ADHD. I know I should be practicing. Important to work towards, then I absolutely do.
Yeah, when it matters most. The most and use everything that you can and hopefully have a great memory to make here and take home with you. If you never
next match set up,
I couldn't
stretch
agree.
our legs, and
Yep.
then come on back. You guys too, go fill up your water. Come on. Championship on the other side of the break.
Esports is for everyone.